Hey guys, in this video I will be sharing a strategy guide to simplify the trial of the Sekhemas, a strategy that carried over from Path of Exile 1 and became even more powerful on Path of Exile 2. To get started, the core concept of this mechanic is basically stacking as much merchant options you can, as well as capping your honor resistance, of course. Why merchant options? The reason why is because merchant options allow you to get better boons early on. And this is because the more merchant options you have, the more likely it is for a merchant to get good boons on the store. And over time, this causes you to kind of snowball because you start getting a lot of sacred water and you can pretty much get every single minor boon during the run. And when the merchant starts running out of boons to give you, he will pretty much all the time have major boons to offer. And this is extremely good because you can end up with all minor boons and a lot of major boons that will make you more powerful the deeper you go. And this basically outweighs all the minor afflictions you can get through the trial. And why honor resistance? Well, it's pretty clear because capping your honor resistance to 75% greatly increases your effective honor. Okay, now that we have covered the basics, let's go into the setup. In order to go with this strategy, you need to look for relics that have the following affixes. Merchant has additional choices. This can roll in Tapestry relics and Amphora relics. It can go from +2 to +3. So the low roll is +2. And also you are looking for percentage honor resistance. Right now, the relics that have both of these affixes are not too expensive. You can find like low rolls between 1 to 3 exalts. Yeah, so if they go up for whatever reason and you cannot afford them, you can still try to get +4 merchant options and just cap the honor resistance with your remaining relics. Okay, so how do you find these relics? You can find them on the trade side, as usual if you're playing Trade League. And if you're playing solo self-found, you can also find them in trials of level 60 plus. This is very important because the affix can only roll on Tapestry relics and Amphora relics of item level 60 plus. So if you get these relics on lower item level, you won't be able to roll the affixes. And if you have a lot of these relics that have bad affixes, remember that you can also put them on the reforging bench and get a new one with unidentified affixes. Just keep in mind that you have to put in item level 60 plus on the reforging bench, otherwise the outcome might be of a lower level and you won't be able to roll the affix. Alright, so let's talk about how to navigate the trial once you're in. So early on, your main focus is to get as much sacred water as possible. So try to go for sacred water fountains, especially larger ones. And if you happen to have more than 300 sacred water or enough to buy stuff from the merchant, and you find a merchant on your path, try to take that path since you will be looking for a specific boons early on. Avoid taking afflictions like merchants only offer one choice, merchants have fewer options, reduced efficiency of non-unique relics. This is especially bad not only because it reduces your merchant options, but also reduces your honor resistance, so you will take more honor damage. Try to avoid the ones that reduce the amount of sacred water you gain. Also try to avoid the one that increases the merchant prices, of course. Finally, if you have to take one of these afflictions, because the other option will break your run, just take them, right? And remember that you can use pledges sometimes to remove afflictions. So that can be useful as well, especially if you have a lot of boons. Okay, so let's talk now about the ways of maximizing your sacred water through the run. The first thing you need to look early on, it's the boon that reduces the merchant prices by 50%. This is incredibly powerful because it will make all the boons through the entire rune so cheap that you will be able to get every single minor boon by the end of the rune. So if you can get this one on floor 1, it's extremely good. So try as much as possible to get this on floor 1. The second type of boon you are looking after are the ones that increase the amount of sacred water you gain. Just keep in mind that the one that doubles the amount of sacred water earned on the current floor, if you get it after the boss fight, it will not carry over the next floor. So watch out for that. Lastly, if you are going to purchase a major boon, first check if the merchant has the boon that makes the next purchase free. That way you save a lot of sacred water. And also remember that you can get this boon before you leave the merchant. So if the next merchant has a major boon, you can use it there. If you have a decent amount of sacred water, it is also useful to get the boon that increases by 10% the amount of sacred water you have after you complete each room. But keep in mind that it disappears on the next purchase, so never get it and then buy something else on the same merchant, otherwise you will waste that sacred water. Also, if you are having a good run, remember that you can go to pledges in order to remove afflictions, because even if they remove a good one, the likelihood of getting it back on the next merchant is extremely high. And finally, for the last boss, you need good mana sustain and a decent DPS. The reason why is because the last boss is nothing like the bosses of floor 1, 2, 3. It has a lot of HP, it also has energy shield, and it has high resistances. So even if the boss doesn't do too much damage himself, if you don't have high DPS or you have mana issues, the fight will be so long that you will eventually run out of honor. So for this reason, also during the run, try to avoid taking afflictions that reduce your DPS or increase the enemy's HP. And that wraps up the strategy guide for the trial of the Sekhemas. If you'd like a deeper dive on this mechanic, check the link on the description. I'm going to leave a full guide in there, as well as a full run with commentaries in case you want to see how it is to run this strategy. Finally, if you like this video, make sure that you like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below how your runs go. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!